Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Amy Fallon, and welcome to True Crime Sushi. So, as you guys can see in the title tonight, we're going to be talking a lot about Lori's scheming, how Charles Vallow was right behind her, right on top of her, and some of Chad's weird manipulations, and we'll go back to his lack of a how do I say this diplomatically? Lack of a creative mind, maybe? I don't know. How's everybody's Friday? Hi, Kat H, Vera Ray, Maui Girl, Jessie Diane Ryan, Cindy S, Alleged TC with Todd. Hey, happy Friday to you. Terry, Peekaboo Cockatiel, Tambra, Amber E. Who else? I have to scroll up. Scroll up. Let's see. Ping, thank you for being here. Gambler 7713 or 77713. Kim Schlicker, my good sweet friend. Heather Murray. It's great to see you all. Miller Nature, Yvette, Gary Chadwick. Yay. And Maggie, Sabrina, Language of Horses, and Kathy M. Yay. Happy Friday. So my apologies for being late. We have a house full of company and they're arriving in increments. It's my own fault. I let some things pile up and didn't realize how long they were going to take. And I'm a perfectionist. And so, where I could have done the minimum and gotten away with it, I'm still not done. I will have to finish fixing rooms when we are done here tonight. But yeah. So anyway, my apologies. We'll go on and on about that. I did want to go ahead and ask you guys real quick before we get started. There is a timeline of events in the Chandler document dump. And I'd be more than happy to, yes, procrastination, Tambra, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to go through that timeline. I don't know if you all have done that already or if they've done it on other channels. So give me a 1 in the chat if you want to go through that. It's based on Lori's iCloud. We can run through that really quick. And then I want to talk about Charles changing his insurance policy, Lori calling to claim the insurance policy, as well as some other little highlights here. So what are you guys saying? You want to go through the timeline? All right. Yvette says, I started listening to the interviews today, just finished Melanie Gibb, and the entire time wondered what you think. I think she is a liar. I think, I think that Melanie Gibb is playing coy. That's just me. Suddenly she doesn't remember anything. That was a huge part of her life. It seems like if you're traveling all the time to go with your friend, be with your friend, go to a conference, prepare people, this, that, and the other thing, that is everything in your life. And those are the people that are your best friends and you're on the phone with them all the time. I think you'd remember. And that's my opinion. Okay, so here's the deal. We'll go through the timeline. One quick thing. In the Brian Laundrie case, I just wanted to share something with you. And I know that you all, probably saw me post this on YouTube as well as Twitter and Facebook. I try to, cover it all right there. But the cadaver dogs that they have out at the Carlton Reserve, those dogs can detect the lingering smell of human remains and animal excrement. And I know this because first I found it on the website for the people that train dogs locally in that area. They're a dog training group near the Peace River, and the Peace River flows right through that area. So once I found it on their website, I started looking up how they train the dogs for Pasco Sheriff, and it turns out they are trained similarly. So I kind of left that up, didn't get a lot of reaction, um, but Joseph Scott Morgan gave my little insight a big thumbs up. So I think that's probably what they were doing. I think they were out there, um, and then not to be gross, we get clinical, we talk about a lot of stuff here, but I think they were going through alligator excrement, just trying to rule out the possibilities. I know a lot of you guys heard about the assault weapons out there and things today. Um, that, to my understanding, was a training. So, all right. Let's see what you guys are saying. We're going to run through the timeline real quick. Sabrina says, if I had a friend that murdered 2 of 5 husbands, the new husband's first wife, and her own 2 children, I think I would remember every detail of time I spent with her. Yeah, I agree. They weren't asking if they had grilled cheese on Tuesday the 14th. They were pretty specific questions. Oh, good. You saw that, Peekaboo Cockatiel. Yeah, it was funny because this morning I was chatting with somebody and we started talking about it. And then my friend, who I'll call AC, AC messages me and she's like, I don't know. It was something along the same lines. And I'm like, shut up. I'm just talking about that with somebody else. I'm like, I'm ready to get on the phone and make some phone calls. So that was really interesting. I really do think it was a training. Yeah. So I have a friend that works in the media, and I can't rely on him to confirm everything. I don't mean rely. There's only so many things he can tell me. There's things that are released to the press, and then the press releases them to the public, and I'm not trying to be pedantic here. And there are things that are embargoed, meaning they'll give the press information but tell them they're not allowed to release it. And so I was driving for several hours today, and he was texting me in my car, and he said, that is not, if people are talking about assault rifles and things like that, he said, that is a training and that is confirmed. So I'm going to go with what he said because he hasn't been wrong before. So there you go. Hello, Keto and Crime. It's so nice to see you. She says, I don't think we'll see Brian Laundrie for years, if ever again. He is in a foreign country by now, just my theory. I agree with you. I think he's out of the country. I think this is part of the reason why we don't see charges. I know there's been charges for Gabby's murder. I think they do have enough to link Brian and charge him. I know a lot of people say it's not enough for first degree. I think there is a situation where it could be first degree, but I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth about it. I mean, I want to hear your opinions, but that's just kind of where I am right now. I don't think it's an absolute that you can't charge him with first degree. That's my thing. I don't think that's an absolute. They might charge him with something else, but I think one of the reasons that they don't is because they want to bring him in, and 2, if he's out of the country and he's charged with first degree, you have to deal with extradition, and Wyoming practices the death penalty, and a lot of countries will not extradite for death penalty cases or capital crimes. So, Kimberly Jolly, you think he's in Costa Rica? Well, gosh, lucky Brian. I guess. No, not lucky. He's going to be running the rest of his life. Let's see. What else do we got here? And then we're going to get this party started. He's not far from his parents. He has lived with people his whole life. He's not going to start now. Alleged TC with Todd. I don't think he's completely out of touch with his parents. I don't think I think he's out of the country. And I don't, I'm curious why you think manslaughter. I'm not arguing with you at all. But I think the amount of time it takes to manually strangle somebody, you have time to think about what you're doing. And I think they can lay a case for, we don't know what they have digitally. We don't know what they have from their phone records. We don't know what they have from the hard drives that they took. They could lay out a lot of things that would, say ultimately Brian had told her a couple times, if you don't, this is speculation, but told Gabby a couple times, if you don't do this, I'll kill you. Or whatever. You're not going to leave me alive. So, all right. Can satellite phones be traced? I'm wondering if they all have satellite they communicate with. That's Peekaboo Cockatiel. I don't know the answer to that question. If there's somebody that does, I'd love to hear the answer. I honestly don't know. Okay, let me see. Let me see here. I did, let's see. Before I get started on the timeline, I did I made a little deal with somebody tonight. Somebody that is a very good person and was very kind to share some things with me. And so my code word for you tonight is San Diego Mexican food. That's the best. And I didn't used to live in Oceanside. So, yeah, nothing better than a California fish taco. I'll tell you that. So there you go. Love you, meet it. All right. Let's get this timeline going. And so this is Lori's iCloud. The previously semi-redacted timeline that detailed Lori Vallow's whereabouts, photos, text messages, and other files, now released in full by Chandler PD. Police say Charles Vallow showed no signs of being abusive through messages with then wife Lori. First sign of Chad Daybell. Okay, you guys, let me just get a hold of myself here. First sign of Chad Daybell comes via audio file of recorded speech given by Daybell on November 17, 2018 in Arizona. Lori flew from Arizona to Idaho in March of 2019, earliest known flight to Idaho. Lori and Chad fly together from Idaho to Arizona via Allegiant on March 19th of 2019. Image of malachite stone screenshotted on 5/5/19, similar to the one on Lori's hand in wedding photo with Chad on 11/5/19. Police say potential sign of marriage planning as early as May of 2019. Now, we have to remember that Charles was murdered in July of 2019. So about 4 months before he's murdered, it seems like they are planning to be married. Let's see. In August of 2019, Lori traveled to Arizona to Idaho round trip under the alias of Lori Ryan. She was there from August 20th to August 25th. In August of 2019, Lori moves to Idaho and stays at Hampton Inn in Rexburg for some time. Seen at BYU, Idaho on August 22nd. She also drove by Kennedy Elementary School, where JJ would attend later for a short period of time. The last known photo of Tylee Ryan taken at Yellowstone was September 8th, 2019, as well as a picture with Tylee and Lori. Email looking for Charles's tax return on September 12th, 2019. Photo of JJ at Bear World at Yellowstone taken on September 14th, 2019. Tylee not present. Emails between Lori and Arizona Department of Economic Security regarding JJ from 9/13/2019 to September 16th, 2019. Last known photo of JJ in red pajamas taken on the 22nd of September, 2019. Photos of gun ammunition taken at an Idaho store on 9/23. We remember seeing those. Gilbert shooting attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux, ex-husband of Melanie Boudreaux, who is now Melanie Pulowski. Police say iCloud had deleted cookies for Arizona news media outlets. Police suspect Lori searched for news on the shooting as Alex reportedly did the same. So she is watching. On October 8th, Lori flies from Idaho to Phoenix as Lori Ryan. Several pictures of Lori with friends in Missouri on October 11th and 12th at Adam Ondi Almond site. I don't know what that is. I need to look that up. And that is something I missed on my to-do list today. So let's see. On October 18th, there's a deleted message to unknown recipient saying, "Not sure how long we will be here until our work is done." Police say this message could be between Lori and Audrey, last name unknown. Photos of Lori also taken in Hawaii at this time. On October 19th, that's the date that Tammy Daybell dies, or she's murdered. Someone texts Lori asking if she heard, but Lori says she has not. Police say the person who texted Lori was her friend Nicole, who said Tammy woke up coughing, threw up, collapsed, and died, which is interesting. The next day, Lori books a flight from Phoenix to Idaho, scheduled for 10/24. Well, of course she did. Wedding window is between November 3rd and November 6th of 2019. Lori and Chad have a marriage license appointment with someone named Randall on the 4th. The couple drives from Idaho to Salt Lake City and flies to Hawaii before the 5th. Multiple photos of Chad and Lori at Hawaii Temple on 11/12/19. 10 days later, on the 22nd, Lori is texting someone with name redacted that she texted Tylee to Venmo them as if to indicate she's still around. After the welfare check for JJ at Lori's townhome in Rexburg, she and Chad travel from Salt Lake City to Orange County on the 28th of November, staying until December 1st. On December 1st, Chad and Lori fly to Hawaii. Rewind back to March 2019. There's a long text message forwarded to Lori from Alex on March 2nd. The message is believed to be from their mom discussing Charles and talking to him with the spirit guiding her. A week later, Lori responds, "Apparently it's tied to Ned being gone, hopefully today or tomorrow." She and Alex refer to Charles as Ned. The next day, Alex responds saying, "Get rid of Ned already." By 3/26/2019, Alex texts Lori saying, "Ned is still alive, just confirmed." Lori responded, "It's not Ned, it's a new one." And so that's kind of like the new little bits and pieces that are, filling in the timeline as these documents drop. So let me see what you were saying. Yeah, Sabrina Holmes, I do believe you're correct. That was Colby she was talking to when she pretended to be Tylee texting him. I don't know if it was about the Venmo, but I know that Colby was trying to get a hold of Tylee, and she kept responding with like, real busy. And he would text her, he would text his mom or, talk to Lori, and Lori would say, "Oh, well, she's just real busy." And he started, it kind of triggered him. It was like the same phrasing, the same words. And he just thought, there's just no way that she's that busy all the time that she cannot send me a text other than that or drop me a phone call. He also had said that, and he meaning Colby, had said that he and his wife had counseled Tylee a lot prior to this. And so he was just really surprised that after all their talks and spending time together, that that Tylee would kind of ghost him like that. It just wasn't like her. Okay, he said she owed him for something. I don't know what it is. Can't remember. You're probably right. don't remember that. I don't remember. I remember the Venmo text, but I really don't remember a lot of that. So the detailed timeline, let me just make sure before we shut this down, is mostly stuff what we've seen. What I read is kind of like just filling in the blank spots that we didn't know about before. Let me see if it says anything. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I think you're right. I think you're right, Sabrina. Absolutely. Text message to blank from Lori, so that's Colby. I text Ty to send it, but I haven't heard back yet. She'll probably just do it before she tells me. Then there's a response message. Hope you got the Venmo. Ty said she sent it late. I'll call you when I get a break. Hope you are having a great day. I love you so much. So you're right. You're absolutely right. Gosh, how do you guys keep this straight? I swear. I mean, there's some things that just stick out in my mind, but those little things, I'm constantly impressed. Before we move on to the next thing, I know that I saved something that I wanted to share with you, and it's about the Brian Laundrie case. So we'll do this at the end. Okay, I have to remember that. Okay, so as early as February of 2019, we know that Charles Vallow is becoming increasingly worried about his wife, Lori Vallow, and some of her behaviors. And part of this document dump is a recording of a phone call that Charles makes to his insurance company. And I'm going to play that call in just a second. I am going to warn you that there is like a space of about a minute that's just dead air. I'm going to speed that up. Just know that, it's because we're just not going to sit here and listen to dead air. So I will go ahead and play that real quick, and then we can talk about that. Hello, hybrid Pisces. It's so nice to see you. Yes, it has been very hard for Colby. She absolutely did take advantage of him, and it's horrible. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. And if you guys hear noise in the background, I am so sorry. Cannot find the I can't find something for my headphones, and they are being allowed downstairs. So give me 1 second here. Let me shut my own trap. Okay, you guys can't hear that? I am so sorry. No sound. Okay, let me try it again. Sorry about that.
Kevin, my name is Charles Vallow. I'm insured. I'm the agent. I don't have it. I'll give you my social. Can you please give me the policy number? I'm doing a beneficiary change.
Okay, what's your social, please?
As well.
Okay, what's your full name?
Leland Charles Anthony Vallow or L. Charles Vallow.
Okay, hold on a second, please. Okay, verify your date of birth. Address, your old address. Mm-hmm. Okay, wait a second. You said, what's the house number again?
3688.
No, that's not what I have as a previous address.
Okay, the J Place?
No.
I don't know what you...
Yeah, I have to authenticate the call.
We're in Hawaii? We were in Hawaii. Was this one in Hawaii?
Okay. This is in Texas, so all I can tell you.
78746.
Okay. Now, what is your password? Just say, I have a password.
I don't have a password.
Okay. It's telling me that I need to authenticate a password, sir.
I don't have a password. I'm just changing my beneficiary.
Okay. Hold on a second, please. It says that somebody you put in a password here, sir. So I can't proceed without the password being confirmed.
I have no idea.
No. No.
I don't know what I don't ever remember setting up a password ever.
Okay.
And I'm the agent and the insured.
Okay. Yeah, I would still need to verify that password no matter who you are because we have to go ahead and...
I don't have a password. How do I get a new password when I never set up one? Can you please tell me that? I know you're doing your job. This is just frustrating for me. I need to change the beneficiary. How do I do it when I don't have a password? I've never set up one. I don't know how else to do one. What do I do? All I need is my policy number.
Okay. I can't send you anything until I actually get that verified.
So you can't. So I can't do anything with my policy. I could die today. You would give anybody the money because I don't have a password.
Well, no, that's not...
Tell me what to do to get this done.
Okay. Hold on 1 second for me, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks. This is the best. Appreciate your time. So this is the best I can do. And I'm sorry because we're a lot of people are in a meeting. I was trying to get you to somebody. So I'm going to mail a beneficiary form out, okay? And then you'll get that. Is there anything else?
Which address are you mailing it to?
Well, we can't change anything right now because you know.
Yeah, 3300 BK Road, Suite 650.
That's the address that we authenticated you partially with, right?
Okay. And when did I set up a password?
Well, that was recent. It looks like on my note here.
I mean, how recent?
It looks like
6 months, 2 years?
220. No, February 20th.
Okay, somebody else has called under my account. That's fraud.
I don't know, sir. I mean, that's the thing is that I don't know.
I do know. I haven't called in on this policy in a long time.
You know, if you have concerns about that, then, you know, you need to supply some form of proof or something. But yeah, that's, you know, I'll be able to do that. But you can request request in writing.
My wife 30 days ago. She's taken a ton of my money out of what she's doing on this account. But it's fraud. I'm the guy. I'm Charles Vallow. I'm the insured and the owner of the policy. Correct? And I need to know what to do right now today to change my beneficiary to my sister.
So what you need to do, sir, is the following, okay? what I would recommend that you do is you send something in writing, letting us know in writing, and I'll give you a fax number or an email address, etc. You need to send something in writing and be as blatant as possible with your concerns, okay? I would be personal in saying that you feel like somebody is trying to take away your information and etc. And that you talk to me, my name's Kevin, and that I could not authenticate you or change your address because the password could not be changed. Now then what they'll do is they'll go back to the calls, okay, that were made recently. They'll go back to the calls that were made recently, and then they'll do an investigation on the trend to see if something like that was to happen. And
Will they let you know?
Yeah, they'll let you know. You got to put your contact information in, etc., and then they'll let you know. Yes.
I'll put my new address. I'll put my new phone number.
Yep.
And
email address.
I've not added the password.
Email address.
I've not added the password or anything to my account. Somebody else has been messing with my account. Please discontinue any use and speak only with Charles Vallow or KF Kathleen Ethel Woodcock, the owner and beneficiary. Like that.
Yeah, right. And then you want to mention my name, but you spoke to Kevin, and he could not authenticate me.
What's your last name, Kevin?
Della Rosa, Delarosa.
Could not authenticate password.
I'm sorry?
Okay, I'll put on there that Kevin
Yeah.
Della Rosa could not authenticate password.
Yeah, password that was listed on the account. And you're requesting to have an investigation done because you feel like somebody is trying, you have to be personal. You have to say, I think you just used the word your ex-wife or your wife is trying to take away, and you say a brief synopsis that, she's taking your money.
Done.
Yeah, because you fear your wife is trying to.
Password was offered on this account, and I did not do it.
Yeah, but don't just leave it like that because, you just told me that it was your wife. If you feel like that's something personal, you need to say that so that we can go ahead and put this under investigation and review. People will go back and call and review calls that were made before to see what happened. But
Okay.
We'll just leave it like that in the air because...
and I'm going to email it. I'm going to fax it today, or can I email it?
Yeah, I can give you an email or a fax.
Give me an email. I'll do this right now.
Yeah, customer service at bannerlife.com. That's customer service at bannerlife.com.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for calling, Leland General, and enjoy your day, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Appreciate it. Bye.
So there you go. That phone call was made February 26th of 2019. And we now know that Lori put a password on the policy 6 days prior to that. So something happened, or a bunch of things happened, where Charles was like, I need to get this fixed now. Yvette, he called on the 26th of February. And yeah, I bet, 6 days after she put a password on the account. So basically, she went online and added a password to the account, which meant that nobody could access the account without the password. So she went in as Charles, logged in as Charles. Yep. And so then on the 26th, he decides, you know how you decide like one day, like this is really important, I've got to do this now. He calls up Banner Life, who is the policy issuer, and he wants to change his beneficiary, and he needs his policy number, and this is how he finds this out. It's very, very, very scary to think about what he must have felt at that point. And he even says, when you listen to that, he even says, I am the agent and the insured. So he handled his own policy. Let's see. Miller Nature. When my husband has changed his account password on life insurance, they send you a notice in the mail. I bet Kay received a notice that the password was changed and she called Charles. Well, Kay wasn't the beneficiary. Lori was. Lori was changing the password so that most likely to prevent Charles from making any changes to the account, because if you're like me and you believe that Chad and Lori plan to kill plan to kill Charles to not only get him out of the way, but to get his insurance money, then you can't have him changing the beneficiary. And Charles was on to her. Charles was on to her. This is why he called on the 26th of February. And, maybe even in the back of his mind, he might have thought like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, but better safe than sorry. And then you call and you find out you can't even access your own policy. It's horrific. Hi, Cherokee Girl 45. She says, I wonder if there is an email or a recording of Lori not getting that money. I'd love to see that. I think there is. They do record those calls. Actually, I have, let me see what I have. Make sure that I'm not making promises here. I do have Lori calling the insurance company. It is not when she finds out she doesn't have the money, but is a phone call to the insurance company. Let me just make sure I got it here real quick. Can't see the chat, so when I come back, I'll look and see what you're all talking about. Okay, here we go. Oops.
We make a warm welcome. We make heads turn. We make a different kind of pumpkin spice.
Claims Department, this is Robin. May I have the policy number? Sure. It is. Are you calling in reference to a death claim? Yes. Okay, one moment, please. May I?
This is Lori Vallow on the phone with Banner Life Insurance Company after Charles has been murdered.
Have the name of the insured? L. Charles Vallow. And who am I speaking with? This is Lori Vallow. And your relationship to the insured? He's my husband. Okay, one moment. Okay, ma'am, I'm just going to need to ask you a few questions so that I can open the claim, and then I can go over the claim procedure with you and answer any questions that you may have afterwards. That would be great. Okay, first of all, may I have your daytime phone number, please? Sure. And what was the date of Mr. Vallow's passing? July 11th. And what was the cause of his passing?
She has to think about it here.
Well, he was shot. Okay, so I don't know how I want to put that.
I'm sure she doesn't know how she wants to put that.
Okay, all right. And I hate to ask, but is it? Yeah, you can just say yes or no. Was it a homicide?
The answer to that question would be yes.
No, it was an accident. An accident. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And what state did he pass away in? Arizona. Okay. Just bear with me for one moment. I just need to pull up a few other things. Okay. Are you aware of who the primary beneficiary of the policy is? It's me. Okay.
No, it's not.
And may I have your, I'm sorry, one moment. My computer just went away for a second. Okay. Okay, ma'am. That is all the information I need to open the claim.
I'm just going to stop it there for a second because, listen, she said, let's listen to what the rep says again. Hold on.
That is all the information I need to open the claim. What we will do now is review the policy. I'm sorry, one moment. My computer just went away for a second.
So when she asked Lori if she knows who the beneficiary of the policy is, Lori says, oh, it's me. And then all of a sudden the rep says, oh, I'm sorry, there's something that happened with my computer. And then she says, that's all the information we need to open a claim.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. That is all the information I need to open the claim. What we will do now is review the policy and the file to confirm the beneficiary information and determine the claim requirements that we will need to settle this particular claim. Once we have completed our review, we will prepare a claim packet to send to the named beneficiary once that has been confirmed. And the claim packet can either be mailed or emailed or faxed. How would you like to receive a correspondence? Email would be great. Okay, and what is your email address? .com. Okay. All right, so you should receive an email from our office within the next 3 to 5 business days or sooner. It will have the instructions listed. Once you receive the information, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to give our office a call, and then we can go from there. Okay, is there anything I can help you with at this time? That's it, I think. Okay, ma'am. Well, I'm very sorry for your loss. You take care of yourself. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
I mean, you guys. Amber, you worked in insurance. This is a question for you, my love. If you're calling in on a life insurance policy as the beneficiary, is it a 2.5-minute phone call? Just curious. Lila. Sounds so meek and sad. Yeah. She plays that part really well, huh? Yeah, the fake sadness. Oh my goodness. Tracy L, you say nope longer. Yeah, there's no way. They didn't confirm. I mean, I understand that they have a beneficiary on file and they have a address and that information is supposed to be updated and what have you, but yeah, Tamara S says no, it's a much longer call. Yeah. And Tamara says, yeah, I do believe it takes longer. And yeah, I really believe when I listened to it the first time, I believe when Lori said, she said, do you know who the beneficiary is? That's what the agent says, or the customer service person. And Lori's like, it's me. And she's like, okay. And she's like, oh, my computer froze up for a second. It's like what you do when you don't know what to say. Yeah, she was out of her mind when she found out. Absolutely. She was, she sent those text messages to Chad saying, I can't believe he gave it to Kay, his sister, not a penny for JJ. I have 4 kids. I don't even know where she got the 4 kids from. I have to count them up. Oh, I guess she was talking, maybe, I don't know, or 5 kids. Maybe she was talking about Charles's sons. I don't know. But it was a little crazy. Here you go, Maria. Email to Mrs. Vallow, $0,000 million. Yeah, she was pretty livid when that happened. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall when that transpired. And so, it's very rare that we hear good recordings of Lori, so I kind of wanted to do that. Let me just flip through what I've got on my screen here. And let's see. And then on to the next. So let's see. I'm a little out of order here. Have you all seen the transcript of the call that Charles Vallow made to the funeral home? I'm curious. Let me see. I had it up here just a second ago. I think it's right here. I so apologize, you guys. I had things all planned and beautifully laid out, and I have failed you tonight, but I will make it up to you tomorrow. I absolutely promise you. Please give me another chance. I feel very unprepared tonight, although I'm staying calm. I was worried I'd get on here and panic. So I know what we can do. Let's see here. Let's see, hold on. Okay. I am going to read some text. I'll give you some context and then read some text messages to you guys. So let's remember that. Okay. So, and we'll get to this in a minute. On the 29th of June in 2019, Charles, and we'll just do it now. We'll just do it now. No, we do what we want here. Charles emailed Tammy Daybell. And it was very short. And we can read that now. Let me see here. Just pulling it up. So first we have, let's see. Goodness gracious, you guys. I'm going to just take a deep breath here because my notes are out of order. That is how my day has gone, but that's okay. It's not going to ruin it. It's not going to ruin it. Just going to keep swimming. All right. So we're here. Sorry, folks. All right, so we're going to do this first, and then we're going to go back to what I was going to do. And I'm going to actually share this with you guys. So this is Chad Daybell. Nope. That's the wrong one. Because that is how my date is going. Here's me. Good gracious. One more time, and then we're just gonna. I may have to just tell you guys that tonight is not the night. All right. I'm done with that. One more time. All right, here we go. Goodness. I was like pulling teeth. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So let's see. This is Chad calling gathering some information about Charles's death and what and plans. Okay. So here's how this works out. Sarah. Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm assisting them with their calls. How can I help you today? Chad. We just had a death in the family, and we really don't want anything but a cremation, and then to send the cremains to a family in Louisiana. Just a simple no, nothing other than the cremation and sending him to his family for a service in Louisiana. So is there any way to know a ballpark price on that? Sarah. Yes, and I'm sorry for your loss. Chad. Thank you. Let me transfer you over to the director who can assist you with pricing. What is your name, please? And Chad says, it's Chad Daybell. So remember when we talked about how Chad might call himself an author, but he's certainly not a writer? I mean, really, could he be any more? He left out the Y and one L. Chad Daybell. Okay. And then Sarah says, how do you spell that last name, please? And he says, Dabal, Daybell. Sarah, how are you related to the person who passed? I'm his nephew. And then also, this is for the Valley of the Sun in Chandler, correct? Chad, yes. He lives there in Chandler. I live in Iowa, so I'm just trying to help out. Sarah, oh, okay, thank you. Yes, Chad, excuse me. Sarah, what's your uncle's name for reference, please? Chad says, he's John Daybell. Same last name. Dabal. The same. John. Uh-huh. And Sarah says, does he have a middle name? And Chad says, Myron. And Sarah says, Myron. And Chad says, yeah. Sarah says, and Chad, what is your phone number in case we get disconnected? And Chad says, it's this number, 515. I don't actually know my own number. Let me look real quick. And then Sarah says, thank you. And then Chad gives a number and it is redacted. And then Sarah says, thank you. Is he at a nursing home, hospital, or residence? And Chad says, he passed away in a hospital. I don't know the details. Sarah, yes, just for to know, because sometimes that's different if it's residential or hospital or a nursing home. And Chad says, I'm thinking they're sending him to the medical examiner. I'm not sure. I should have more information before I called. I'm sorry. And Sarah says, oh, that's okay. And then something inaudible. Cremation was shipping to which city? So now they're deciding which city they're going to ship the remains. Chad says, New Orleans, Louisiana. And Sarah says, okay, one moment, please. Chad, but stay on the line. Let me transfer you over to the director. And Chad says, okay. Who can assist you with that? All right, thank you. Hello, Chad. Chad says, yeah. Thank you for holding. I do have the director, Carissa, on the line to further assist you. Chad, okay, thanks. Sarah, thank you. And that's the end of conversation one. The second conversation is Carissa, who is the director. And the first part is, according to this transcript, inaudible. So it's inaudible. I'm Carissa. I am a funeral director with Valley of the Sun Mortuary and Cemetery. I understand that your uncle passed away? Yes. And I'm just starting the process for the family. He didn't have many relatives. I'm his nephew. I live in Iowa. But what? And then that's inaudible. And Carissa says, so sorry to hear that. Chad responds, yeah, it's sad to see him go. And I think he's going to the medical examiner. I don't know all the details, but what the family basically wants is to have him cremated here in Chandler and then shipped. Have his remains shipped to New Orleans. Carissa says, okay. And Chad says, and we'll deal with the services later. And then he giggles. So just trying to get a ballpark price. And Carissa says, okay. And then inaudible. In cremation, we were able to do our cremations for $1,695. Now, what that's going to include is the transportation into our care, the transportation to and from the crematory, our basic professional fees, as well as our crematory fee. Now, there's going to be a couple other charges there for you. Chad says, okay. So we're going to have death certificates, which are $20 a piece plus a processing fee. And Chad says, okay. Then Carissa says a $15 permit fee. All right. And then we're able to do that trip through the mail for you. And that's a $150 fee for you. And Chad says, okay, you mean like UPS or something, I guess? And he laughs. And Carissa says, okay. Chad says, so close to about 2,000, probably, kind of ballpark. And Carissa says, yeah, close to, yeah. Chad says, okay, that helps me a lot. I need to call one or two others, but I'll get back to you if we come to that direction. Thank you so much. And Carissa says, okay, you're welcome. Need anything else, give me a call. He thanks her. She says, all right, thank you, bye-bye. And Chad says, bye. And that is the end of that conversation. So that whole thing is a little disturbing. I can't believe that all these places, I mean, the life insurance company, yes. I can't believe that they kept track of phone calls for obvious reasons. But I am surprised that um, the the line for the funeral home or the crematorium like recorded calls too. And the laughing is disgusting. Yeah, Tamara S. I'm pretty sure. Oops, that's Carter Street. Hi. By the way, you mentioned the other night you wanted some help with something. If I can help you in any way, email me, amy@truecrimesushi.com. Let's see. Kim Sugar says, I'm surprised he didn't say Nick Schneider. Yeah, I'm surprised too. He likes to get his little digs in, doesn't he? What are you saying? We would like the Blue Origin package, please. We'd like to have him in space. He always loves space. Can you give me a ballpark on this, please? That's right, the Bezos package. I really don't want to joke around too much about that because it is Charles Vallow. But, and I'm not saying anything to you, Ping. I want to be responsible for myself. But we can make fun of Chad. He was horrible. Kathy R. Why was he calling on the funeral home? Why? Nosy? Well, I think it's because Lori didn't want to spend any money. And to be honest, we don't know that she killed Joe Ryan, but when Joe Ryan died, she had him cremated and the family didn't even know till it was all over, right? And it was kind of a big FU. So I think, she had a lot of hostility towards Kay because Kay was she had a lot of hostility towards Kay. And I think that this was something that I think Lori liked being mean. I'm just going to say it. I think Lori was a mean person. And I think that, I just think that would have been a big FU. Lila says, I'm surprised too. It's not like they are a huge call center. Yeah, the only thing I could think of is that maybe Chad called from Idaho, like a general number, like a 1-800 number for cremation services, maybe. And they were training for quality purposes and training, whatever that recording is you usually get. This call may be recorded for quality something and training purposes. Yeah. It was because, Good night, Louisiana girl. Yeah. He's asking about how much the shipping costs. Yeah, like it's an Amazon package. Yeah, it's terrible. And then Kitty Von Meow, vindictiveness more than being mean. That is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Vindictive. Let's see. Lori is a snake in the grass, ready to bite an infant if she had a chance to. I agree with that. Carnage Street. I wonder why she was so mean. They say aggression comes out of hurt. That must have been done deep hurt, if that's true. Usually I'm a fan of the saying hurt people, but I'm not giving Lori Daybell, Lori Cox, Lori Lagoya. I'm not giving her that out. Lori Ryan, I'm just not. She's just, yeah, you said it, Tambra. She's just evil. Would that be fraud dealing with a death like this since he said nephew, Ping the Router? I think if he'd actually made arrangements, perhaps, but he was just shopping around with this super secret name, Chad Daybell, just like in his little Harlequin romance novel, he was a book salesman. He's so creative. I just can't. Tamara S, you say you think that Lori has a personality disorder. And I am clicking on the wrong comments. Or I didn't click on anything at all, but somewhere. Yep, there we go. I think Lori has a personality disorder. I would love to know what her actual diagnosis is. And I don't mean like people speculating on what it would be. I hope one day they actually have one for her, somebody that sat down and done the proper interviews and diagnostics, so we could tell. You guys are saying Chad creeps you out with his chin. It's funny. I was getting ready to do a live like last week, and I had this whole thing, like this idea in my head, and then there turned out to be a reason I couldn't do it. It was like a conflict thing, or I didn't get a piece of information confirmed, and I didn't feel responsible doing a live about it. And so I was talking to Trisha from Websleuth's YouTube Live and websleuths.com, the best place to keep up with all your true crime, I must say. I was talking to her, and she's like, she's so supportive. Although tonight she's probably like in a fetal position, cringing at this. She said, "Oh, just put in the description, Chad Daybell has no chin, and be done with it." So I got my little live together, got my little thumbnail or whatever, and I typed in the description, like at the end, "Oh, and Chad Daybell has no chin." And she texted me like an hour later. She's like, "Oh my God, you did it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, don't dare me. That's one thing about me. Do not dare me to do stuff. I mean, I won't jump off a cliff or rob a bank, but I'm interested." You guys are saying Lori seems like a psychopath. She is, Lynn. That is true. She is devoid of empathy. Very much so. Oh, I just saw a good comment. Almost flew by. Yvette, you're saying, "I really believe Lori is going to get away with this, but not Chad." Why do you say that? I'm genuinely interested in why you would say that. Because I've heard other people say that too, and I want to hear your reasoning. I think that you guys are rendering me speechless. And Ping, you want me to eat a bug? I have celiac. I cook with cricket flour, so I already do. So nah. Nah, Ping. I eat crickets. Dried ones. All ground up. They're a good, sustainable food. Okay. So Yvette, when you say that, do you mean she becomes competent to stand trial and then she gets away with it? Oh, so I might have to, hello, doggy friend that I don't know. Hello, Thrasher. Oh, you're all wet too. Did you go swimming? So our company brought their dog, and he just ran upstairs all wet and is in my office. Yeah. You can't go back. Oh, no. You can't go back there. I'm not mad at you when I say no. I'm not mad when I say no. I'm just, oh my God, you're pushing me across the floor in my chair. Okay. All right. You guys, hold on one second. Hello, downstairs. Oh, you all right? Sorry, guys. Now I'm covered in mud, and I smell like wet dog. But that's okay. That's what happens. Oh. Okay, so my house guest brought a dog, and apparently the dog went swimming in our pool, and then nobody's watching. And he ran up the stairs and jumped on me and pushed me across. I'm on a wood floor in a rolling chair, pushed me across the floor in the rolling chair. And now I am covered in mud and not mud. I'm just not covered, like dirt and wet paws. So anyway, yep, it's live. I just maybe this is not supposed to happen tonight. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Now I have my hands over my eyes and all I can smell is doggy. Yeah. Anyway, well, Yvette, if you answered me, I missed all that because I was fully accosted by the cutest little dog named Thrasher. So, aw, Tracy, all your dogs love the kitty pool. He is some kind of pit bull mix, but very, very sweet, but very strong. Like when he put his paws on me, like the chair just went across the. I went sailing. I was not. Yeah, like I have a wireless mouse. It was in my hand, but it was so far away from the computer. Let's see. Let's see. Tamara S says she's not. So, Yvette, if you responded, I'm so sorry. Tamara said Lori is not getting away with this. I don't see how she can. Kathy thinks cricket flour is gross. Yeah, well, if you can't use regular flour, it's high in protein. They sell it at Trader Joe's. Ping the router. I think Lori could walk. She could try to distance herself and put it on Alex and Chad. I mean, I think that's a good strategy for her attorneys, yes. And I think that's probably where they go. They have to get her competent first. So I'm not really sure what's up with that either, you guys, because I know most people think she's malingering, and I totally understand why. I don't know if that is to buy her counsel time if she's malingering, because she will stay there until she's deemed competent to stand trial. So if she's faking it, it would behoove her to get her act together and face the music. On the other hand, maybe she is waiting to see what happens to Chad. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm surprised. I mean, not that they would tell us, but I am surprised that they haven't offered either one of them a deal yet. Where has Mark Means been? Well, he's been commenting on college football on Twitter. I can tell you that. Nobody wants my Christmas cookies. Eat with cricket flour. I bake with normal stuff because I don't like sweet stuff. Ping says psychologists can tell if you're putting it on. You know, it's interesting you say that because actually this is a good time to segue into what I was going to say earlier about Brian Laundrie. We're just going to ping pong back and forth tonight, I suppose. So Lila or LA, I'm not sure, commented. Here, let me pull it up because I want to be able to say it properly. She left a comment on the last YouTube video, and it was interesting, and I want to read it to you guys. And I asked for her permission to share it because I don't. And by the way, maybe we can work out a system where it's like, if you say something interesting, it's public, so other people can see it, obviously. But I don't know if you want it read out loud on YouTube. So I'm just saying that. So Lila posted, this was in response to, do you think they have enough to charge Brian Laundrie for the homicide of Gabby Petito? And she wrote, Something odd I noticed. Maybe it's out there and I'm repeating. On Instagram, Gabby posted she is hooked on Morbid Podcast. Look them up on Instagram. Around the time of her death, the podcasts were about the Hillside Strangler. That's a coincidence. What do you think? And I responded, I don't believe in coincidences, so that's interesting. Can I give you credit for that comment? And she said, sure. So, hey, weird mom. Tracy, this is Lila. She's part of the chat tonight, and she also commented on a YouTube community post. Sorry, I had to think. So her comment was that Gabby had expressed an interest in the Morbid podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's called Morbid. And I have to look it up because I went and looked at it today. Hopefully it saved my place. Okay, so episode 259. Hold on. Oops. Let me go back. If you don't cooperate with me right now, I'm going to come in this phone and I am going to show you who can pull out your SIM card. Don't mess with me tonight. Okay. So on August 27th, episode 259 was the Hillside Strangler Part 3. And it says in the description, you've made it. It's the third and final episode on Angelo Buono and Kenneth Bianchi, the Hillside Stranglers. In this part, we'll go over the murders of Kimberly Martin, Cindy Hudspeth, Karen Mandick, and Diane Wilder. Luckily, in this final part, the jig is up for Kenny, and he takes Angelo down with him. We also get a lot of guest appearances from characters such as Veronica Compton and some dude named Steve. So I thought that was interesting. Yes, it is called here. I'll type it for you guys. It is just the podcast name is just Morbid. And Gabby liked this podcast, and they were listening to a lot of different things and reading books while on the trip. On the 27th was the Hillside Strangler. So the last couple of episodes, I can go back and look. Let me see. So August 22nd was the tragic story of Barbara Daly Bakeland. That one was about, That one was about a New York socialite who ended up being murdered by her son. Barbara had a long history of mental illness, and eventually her son did as well. So that was August 22nd episode. And then August 24th is the Hillside Strangler Part 2. That was August 24th. And then the 27th is the Hillside Strangler Part 3. So I thought that was interesting. And then Ping said earlier that doctors can tell if you're malingering. And when I was driving today, I listened to this episode 259 from Morbid. And they were talking about how when Kenneth Bianchi, one of the two that are the Hillside Strangler, was set in captivity, being held. He had before he was in jail, he had seen the movie Sybil. You know, the one with, because this is in the 70s. You know, the one with Sally Fields. So he had seen Sybil, and he decided to claim he had multiple personalities. So he started this whole thing where he would, he had a bad personality, a badass personality who smoked cigarettes but ripped the filters off, and then he would be interviewing with this doctor, and then he'd kind of wake up and he'd be like, who I took all the filters off my cigarettes. And the doctor would say, well, that was so-and-so was here. Like, let's just call him Bob. And he's like, who's Bob? I don't know Bob. Why would he do that? And so he made up all these personalities. Well, one of the personalities he made up was this guy named Steve. And so the doctor, tricked him. He tricked him. What he did was let's see how they explained it. He said that they put Kenneth Bianchi under hypnosis, knowing that you cannot be hypnotized unless you're willing to be hypnotized. So they had assumed he was faking. So they went through the whole process of hypnosis. And then the doctor started talking about this guy named Steve that was in the room, who really wasn't, like imaginary Steve. And of course, Kenneth Bianchi's like, oh yeah, Steve, it's good to meet you. I heard a lot about you, because apparently Steve lives inside of Ken, right? And just as that is happening, somebody comes through the door of the office they're in, or the room they're in, and that guy's named Steve. And all of a sudden, Kenneth starts saying, wait, there's two Steves? And the doctor in his notes was like, oh, he's caught now, because here's the thing. If you're under hypnosis, you wouldn't question there were two Steves. You would just accept that there were two Steves, which means that he was really faking having multiple personalities. So that's my little thing. I hope I told it right. Sybil traumatized you, Amber E. I remember watching it. I was probably too young. I think I probably watched it in 1980, yeah. So I would have been 7 or 8. Yeah. Why are you guys talking about loin fire again? Whenever I hear that, I think about, so don't hate me, but I think about that song. I don't know who sang it. I want to say America, maybe. No, America sang Horse with No Name. You know that song they called out Wildfire? I'm not singing it right because I can't sing Wildfire. It was about a horse, I think. It's like loin fire. I don't know. Anyway, I need to just stop. I'm crashing and burning here. Crashing and burning. What is this? Listen to it. He says she won't speak to anyone about Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, Chad, except case related she refuses to discuss. Oh, yeah. And Charlie Hunt, you're right. And strangling is very personal. That's why I'm never glad that anybody writes anything on somebody's death certificate, but I am glad that Dr. Brent Blue, the coroner out of Grand Teton, did specify strangulation / throttling so that we know that it was with hands. Very personal. And unfortunately, it takes quite some time. So, all right. What else we got going on here? You guys are talking amongst yourselves, which is cool. Shiva's girl. You're so funny. You guys are all... I don't mean it like this, but I'm just constantly impressed with your sense of humor, the things that you guys come up with. You really make me think. Really, 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 and I like that. Okay, Tracy Schiller. That song "Wildfire" was a one-hit wonder by Michael Murphy. I don't know why. I just despise that song. It kind of creeps me out. I don't know why. And the other one is there's 3 actually. I don't like that song. I don't like Little Drummer Boy. That gives me the creeps. The Christmas song. And Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. I would rather have my toenails ripped out. I don't know what there is about that, but I just don't like it. So, yeah. I'm not going to say that, but you can read the Weird Loves comment. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've had it. I haven't had that song stuck in my head. What song have I had? I was singing it like right before we went on. Maybe it's finally gone and I shouldn't bring it back. It's like Beetlejuice. I'll say it 3 times and it's there. Am I related to the Grinch? No. I don't know why. That song just gives me the creeps. Like I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I never sleep and I'm an insomniac and I just think like this sugar plum fairy is gonna go no, no thank you. My mommy took me to see Nutcracker, no thanks. You know what Christmas song to get me. I like a lot of Christmas songs. A lot of them. Lori Harris, I am too. I've never seen it the whole way through. I've never seen Wizard of Oz the whole way through. It does have an ominous feeling to it, Lila. It's like, I don't know. It's like somebody's tiptoeing. I mean, it's perfect because it's what it is. You know, it's point dance, and but it's creepy as f. No, I would dance ballet for a while. It had nothing to do with that. Just don't care for it. Don't care for that particular song. No. I'm gonna make it my mission. I am gonna watch The Wizard of Oz. I will. So, all right. Oh, we're still talking about loins. Wait till you put one of those bad boys in the crock pot and try to eat it, weird mom. I'm just saying. I did play Tetris, and we had a Nintendo. Yeah. I love Sound of Music. You don't want me to watch Wizard of Oz? But I'm going to. You just dare me to it. Dare me. Now I gotta do it. Dare me. Because I'm a tough girl. I love Hocus Pocus, Amber E. I have a good story for that. You guys, now we're just chatting. Sorry. If you're listening on the replay and you were expecting these major revelations, they're not happening right now. So sorry. But I love Swan Lake songs too, Charlie Hunt. Hocus Pocus. So that's a movie we watch every year in this house. But I had someone the other day say that when I referred to the children as stepchildren, that it sounded a little cold. And I want to explain to you about that. So I've been in their lives a very long time, probably, 7 years. I mean, they're 11 and 12. So they were 3 and 5 when I came into their lives. They're a little bit younger. Yeah, because I didn't meet them for like a year and 4 months. Like we dated for like, I don't know, 13, 14 months before I even met the kids. I refer to them as my stepchildren because that's kind of how their mother would prefer it, and I respect that. And I don't have a problem with it. I did it one time, but I don't anymore. Me and their mother have worked very hard on our relationship, and it's just something that she prefers. And so I honor that, and it's okay because it doesn't change the way I feel about them. So that being said, we watch Hocus Pocus every year. 2 years ago, Isabella at the end, one of the last lines of the movie is, something like, thank goodness I didn't die a virgin. And she's like, what's a virgin? And I was like, oh, there's your dad. Because, it's not my place to tell her. She was like 9 or 10 at the time. And so it kind of just like blew by. And then the next year, quarantine year, I had asked a girlfriend of mine who is a child psychologist, and I was like, what would you say? And she's like, well, you answer those things age appropriately. She's like, you have to be careful, your boundaries. She's like, because you're not her mom. And she's like, if I were you, I'd just say it's a drink with no alcohol in it. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, and then just like turn around and do something. It's getting noisy downstairs, folks. So she asked me, and I'm like, oh, it's a drink with no alcohol in it. And I turned around and I started like doing dishes. And she comes up and she shuts the water off. She gets right in my face and she goes, now you know that makes absolutely no sense, Miss Amy. I was like, okay. I'm like, I mean, somebody that's never kissed a boy before, really, or anything else. And she's like, oh, I know what it is then. She like walked away. And then I had to text her mom and tell her. So I was like, hey, Isabella just asked me this, and this is what I said. And she's like, oh, okay, it's cool. She's like, did you say anything to her? And I was like, no. And she's like, oh, you could. And so, yeah, but I didn't, now I do, now that we're in a better place, but anyway, enough of that. You guys, thank you so much for bearing with me tonight. I think I am really going to call it a night. My plan did not work out the way I really wanted it to tonight. And I am sorry about that. We can go over these letters and some other things another night. I did tell you that every night I am going to, first of all, I have to do this. Hold on. Go back here. Every single night until she's found, I will put this up. Summer Wells, missing since June of this year out of Hawkins County, Tennessee. Full name Summer Moon Utah Wells, 5 years old, 3 feet, 40 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Summer Wells or know her location, you may call 1-800-TBI Find. That's 1-800-TBI 3463. I have another missing young woman that needs some assistance tonight. Her name is Morgan Danielle Sessions. She's 17 years old. She's 5'1", 160 pounds, blue eyes, blonde hair. She's out of Utah County, but she may be in St. George or Salt Lake County. If you have information regarding the disappearance of Morgan Sessions, please call 801-794-3970 or 801-851-4010. Morgan left her house without her car, without her money, without her clothes. She has not been heard from since. She hasn't had to law enforcement knowledge or her parents' knowledge, as she has not had contact with her friends. Her flyer says, detectives from Utah County Sheriff's Office are seeking assistance in locating the above female juvenile. Sessions left her residence in Eagle Mountain, Utah at approximately 2 a.m. on September 21st, 2021. Sessions left a note indicating her intention of moving to the St. George area with friends. Now, this is a new flyer I found tonight, so this may change. If you prefer to provide information anonymously, you may go to the following link and report the information on Tippecop section of the Utah County Sheriff's Office, and that's just sheriff.utahcounty.gov/media/tip. And I will put that in the description of this video. So let's get Summer and Morgan home. We'll add to these as we go. It's unfortunate that there is so many. It breaks my heart. So, G-Dubs. Yes, pork soda by Glass Animals. Pineapples are in my head. I actually hear that on, I don't know, I think it's Alt Nation, maybe? I can't remember. University Radio, I can't remember. Oh, thanks, Carol Clark. Tracy out. I know it's heartbreaking. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, okay. So Tamper says, this is a good time to talk about this. There's another one you want to send me a flyer about? Do it. Do it. Right now, there's Websis, the Owl Mom, there's the Weird Mom, a couple others, and we are trying to share the heck out of all this stuff. All these missing people and trying to get the word out. I know I have another one from Facebook, but I'm going to do at least half a show on her. There's a lot. So we're going to do that too. Good night, Amber E. So as far as tomorrow goes, I'm still up in the air. I'm working on something. I'm not sure I'm going to have it done in time, but if not, we will update on the Laundrie case, and I might have a guest for you. I'm kind of waiting on a few things. Tamber, I know who you're talking about. It's Juby Montiff. Jubi Montiff out of Arizona. Yeah, he is autistic. He functions as an 8-year-old. He disappeared from his home, cannot be away from his parents for very long because he's not independent. And he may be with somebody that he was playing an online video game with, perhaps, because that is what Juby liked to do, and Juby needs to get home. I do have his information, and I'll put that up on the Facebook, YouTube community, and Twitter. So speaking of Twitter, that is the place where you're going to find me the most. My Twitter handle is @crimesushi. I also have a Facebook page. It's simply truecrimesushi.com. I'm sorry, truecrimesushi.com. That's my website. And that is not, I'm almost there with that. We're working on a bug. I let it go for months and months and months and didn't even look at it. So on Facebook, it's just True Crime Sushi. On Instagram, it's True Crime Sushi. And then, of course, you know where to find me here because you're here now. So I don't even need to draw you a map. So anyway, on that note, my sushi crew, I am going to let you go. Please feel free to send me any ideas. That's the other thing I forgot to drop here. And that is, you can email me. Amy at truecrimesushi.com. I love to talk to you guys. I love it when you guys email me. I like it when you message me. I want to try to keep discussions in the comments here if we can, because I just think it makes it easier for us to all talk. At a certain point, I'll stop saying this. I don't do Facebook groups just because I don't like the secrecy of them, I guess. I like everything out on the table, transparent. So I want to thank everybody that's moderating tonight, Ping. And, oh, my little friend is back. Although I think his daddy caught him this time. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All of a sudden I heard these paws coming out. I'm like, no. It's a circus here. But anyway, I don't even know what I was saying, you guys. Okay. I know what I was going to say. Please reach out to me any way that you know how to do. I love hearing from you. I want to make that personal connection. I want us to be a community. I love good, healthy discussion, and that's what we're all here for, right? So on that note, Sushi Crew, I'm going to bid you good night. I will be much more prepared tomorrow evening. I promise you. Hold me to it. Make me accountable. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's see. Tomorrow at, let's say, 10:30 p.m. and you will get a notification much earlier, okay? Good night. And I'll see you all on the flip side. I just got to get rid of this really quick. Gotta get this. I'm going to get this exit, this outro. I'm going to do it. And without like screaming in the background. I have to end on a high note, guys. We have to. All right. Good night, everybody.